Well, everyone, welcome. I'll be your host for the evening of the Funcast, Monday Funcast. We'll probably talk a little football and then probably move on from there because, well, it's just kind of depressing for everybody this week. But beside me, we got Homer Brian over to the left of me. Below me is Trent. Got a nice wax dome there, I think, nice and shiny.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Specifically for the pod.
Yeah.
I like it when you dress up, Trent. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just throw a hat on here. I didn't do anything special. Yeah. But yeah, and then we have a couple other topics that I had thought of or that I saw that I will see how it goes. It's not as good as Big Ten serial killers, but you never know where this will go. So
We never know what the next big one is until we try it, right?
that's exactly right. That's all right. I guess we'll start a little bit of football here. Brian, why don't you start off because yours will probably be quicker than ours, I guess.
Oh yeah, I would say Broncos. You know what they say? You can never beat them 17 times in a row, or is it 16? Whatever it was, but they finally broke the streak. They told us Mahomes was sick beforehand, and after they played us close the first game, I really didn't have a good feeling going into it, so I wasn't too heartbroken. Just the craziest thing, if either of you guys were watching it, it just like wasn't really a game. It was the Broncos controlled it the whole time. The Chiefs did plenty on the defense has never been the problem this year. In fact, that's the only reason why we are still leading the AFC right now is we had like 6 sacks. I think I can't remember how many turnovers we had, but they were keeping us in the game, but we don't have anything clicking on offense. Other than Mahomes and Kelsey, and if they double Kelsey or he doesn't get open, Mahomes doesn't have anyone they trust out there, man. And if you don't have anyone you can trust in that passing game, they're going to be able to stop Isaiah Pacheco pretty easy. I think the Sky Moore experience, I think that one's done. The guy, they keep giving him shots, and he is just not proving much. But they all have the same problem. The reason why Tyreek is so good is he can get that separation and have that speed. And they all have not as good a speed. No one has as much speed as Tyreek Hill, but no one can get the separation. And it's just causing these issues where, like, we don't have one wide receiver other than maybe the new guy, Rashid Rice, that can get open. Otherwise, I hope we do something tomorrow on the trade deadline here, man, because we need a DeAndre Hopkins. We need a Mike Evans. We need something, or we're not going back to the Super Bowl. I mean, very easily. This team can be easily beat if, no offense, the fucking Broncos can beat you with the tools that they have. You're not going to compete versus the top teams. Right now you probably got to say the Ravens. Bills, Bengals are getting back up there, but they haven't looked like themselves. Dolphins, yeah, that's all right. I was blanking on who the new guy was. Dolphins are going to be the toughest team to beat, and they're getting better with Jalen Ramsey coming back. So, all they had to do was tread water, and now they got their best quarterback back too.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched the game. The thing I noticed was I don't even know if it's so much the separation as the receivers can't catch. Like, it just everything bounces off their hands.
Yeah, I've never seen it's getting up there with least competent wide receiver crews, and I've seen a season where we don't have wide receiver touchdowns. Like they're just, the Lions game as we're watching them live right now. Lions game, we had 6 drops. Kadarius Toney was the main culprit. This game, Sky Moore had a touchdown in his hands, and he was being held a bit. But guess what? That's football. Everyone is getting held on every single passing play unless there's separation.
Yep.
It was rough. But the big thing is just going to be we're going to have to do something, or they're going to have to figure out how to gel in the last fucking 10 weeks of the season, because what they're doing right now ain't going to cut it.
Yeah, that's I guess that's sad to hear from you, just because you're so used to the best, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, and this is where I think with them ownership, they're probably assuming in GM, hey, we're paying Mahomes this money. He's going to elevate everyone, and there's a certain level that he's making these guys look good. But like with this game, if Mahomes is going in with a flu, if you're not getting 100% Mahomes, you can see how no one rises to the occasion,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing right now.
Yep. Yeah, he didn't quite have the Michael Jordan or the Tiger Woods flu game everyone was thinking. And I mean, not all his fault. His receivers failed him for sure.
Yeah, no, he doesn't trust those receivers. It doesn't feel like, and even Reed after the game, he's like, they just got to know we're going to keep passing to them. But it's like, at what point do you give up on passing to these guys and get someone else in there?
Yeah.
Nicole, he was honestly, he had a bad game, but it looked like he was at least trying to make something happen on some of these punt returns and everything else. He's such a small guy. It's like they get one hand on him, they can throw him down immediately. So I don't know. It was a bit of a rough game, but like you said, it's our rough game is like, it was a 2-score game still. We had 5 turnovers, and it wasn't until we had failed on 2 like 4th and 22s and gave the Broncos 20 yards to drive. That was the only time when they started getting ahead. Otherwise, it was a 1-score game the whole time. We just couldn't do anything. And at that point, with like 6 minutes left in the fourth, yeah, you get in desperation mode. And I don't even know if the math works out there, but they're just going for it at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where they were within reach, and the whole time I'm thinking, okay, the Chiefs are still going to win this. Like, it
Yeah,
wasn't
when's the
until
moment
about
gonna happen?
yeah, it wasn't until about 6 minutes left. I'm like, okay, that's probably not going to happen. But the rest of the way, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I see it happening, but just never
Yeah.
did.
So
Got to give it to Denver though. They had whatever they did, they played very well.
you know what the best thing about it is now the Broncos have a little bit of confidence. They beat a team for the first time in 8 years. Now they're not going to get rid of Sean Payton, and he looks absolute dog shit. So it's going to kind of be nice. We're going to keep him in the division a little bit longer. Russ Wilson, we still sacked him 6 times, but they got the confidence. So again, congrats. I don't want to shit on him, to be honest, because like we just lost to him, but it is kind of funny seeing a team. It's like it's been 8 years, man. It's almost
Peyton
a full
Manning
decade.
was their quarterback. That's not good. When Peyton Manning was the last quarterback to beat your division rival, that's not good.
Yeah. I still remember one of the best games I ever had watched as a Chiefs fan, because again, this is a long time coming. Where like the Broncos, when I was growing up, were just that team that would dominate for years and years and years, and we could just never beat them. One of the best games I still think of to this day was the Peyton Manning 4 interception game, and where they had to bench him halfway through the second half. I loved that so much because between Peyton Manning Colts ruining every single every single nice run that our team ever had, to moving within the division and just owning us until that last game. That's where it's finally like, thank God. So this is their moment. They finally beat Mahomes for the first time, and this is the first Mahomes road loss within the division too.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It really is.
Just took high elevation, flew, and yeah, it just took all of that to.
And receivers that don't know how to catch.
Yeah.
And 5 turnovers.
5 turnovers.
Yeah, 5 turnover game.
Yeah, that's absurd. Well, I guess moving on, talking about teams that aren't very good, the Vikings beat the Packers yesterday. And boy, is it good to see that they really are terrible.
Yeah, they really are. I watched a little bit of that game. The Vikings look good, and I don't know if that was the Packers making them look good.
Well, and we haven't talked since 2 weeks, but I mean they've looked good 2 weeks in a row now after beating San Francisco and now beating the Packers. Yeah, they look great.
Yep.
But we have to be the most unlucky franchise in sports, and now our starting quarterback, who's played like an MVP, is gone.
Yeah, you finally get some momentum, play good, win a couple games, and it's all gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bittersweet when you beat the Packers at Green Bay, and then that happens with what 5-6 minutes left in the game. That was just so unfortunate.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is again, they look great. The defense is looking incredible, really,
Yep.
especially with the talent they have. So I don't know. Trent, there's so much speculation of what they're gonna do to move on. Do you have a favorite idea of what to do?
No, I've heard a lot of things too, like, oh, they're going to pick up Case Keenum. It's like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
not the
hey,
answer.
the man knows how to get to the NFC Championship game.
He sure does.
That was a season where he had the number one defense on the other side of him, and he had
Yeah.
a lucky horseshoe up his ass every game. Don't get me wrong, he was fine. I mean, he was fine, but he had, I think, the two wide receivers, Thielen and Diggs, were ranked top two for most contested catches. So he could just chuck it up to them and they would get the ball.
Yeah. So they need to go out and get somebody because Jaron Hall is probably going to start this week if they don't go get somebody in there who, if they did, he probably wouldn't start next week anyway. And then they have Nick Mullins, who is on the IR right now.
Yeah.
So we have one quarterback on the roster.
Well, we have Sean Mannion on the practice squad still.
Okay, well,
so
he's not the answer either. I don't think.
No, he's
You have a Manning on the practice squad.
Mannion.
A Mannion.
Oh man, never mind.
I am on the side. I'm on team ride with Jaron Hall. We don't know what he has. He looked like he had a pretty good career at BYU though. I was looking at some of his highlights. He really had some incredible throws in places where, I mean, they looked like pro throws. They really did. He was also supposed to be either late round one or early round two talent. Just he had some injury issues, so he was scouted highly. I want to give him a shot. I really do. What do we have to lose? Everything else that has been thrown out has been Kaepernick is the one, of course.
Oh Jesus,
Case
of
Keenum.
course.
Trade for Tannehill. Tannehill sucks. He just lost his job this weekend, in my opinion. Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton got drafted when Christian Ponder got drafted. I don't want to see anybody from that draft class. Like, so at this point, Nick Mullins had a decent backup career in San Francisco. So if we can ride a week with Hall, but you never know what you have with Hall. Obviously, KOC trusts him because we were up 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left, and he had him throwing it by their end zone. So
yeah, well, and you get an unproven guy in there, rookie. Who knows?
Well, and
who else did that?
Yeah.
Do you know who else did that?
San Francisco.
Brock Purdy.
Yep.
You guys need a veteran that has experience winning a championship here, and I have the perfect guy for you. I'm gonna share him on the screen.
That's another name.
This man in purple and gold, baby.
Got them eyes fixed.
Yeah, he got his eyes fixed.
Yeah, so we're good.
He's not on crutches no more.
Matt Ryan's name has been thrown around. It's incredible the names that people will pull out, and it's just like, okay,
Tom Brady
coming to
retirement.
I would take Tom Brady. 100%.
Yeah,
he could do something no one has ever done. That's win a championship in Minnesota. So,
Kaepernick's available.
Fuck, there are people that actually bring that name up.
What's Dante Culpepper doing? Just bring him back.
I'd rather have Culpepper. Brad Johnson, bring Brad Johnson back out there.
Maybe. Throw it up. Randy Moss and Chris Carter down there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I really would love to see what Hall has. And I saw a story, it was like 2 weeks ago, that he's been doing a lot of this stuff to get our defense more ready for games. So our defense is practicing again. Our number one defense, or our ones, excuse me, not the backup, but the actual starting defense is doing reps against him in practice. So he's playing against a good defense and he's helping them get prepared. So I mean, really, what do we have to lose at this moment?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if I think the Vikings need to bring in another quarterback though. Just because Mannion would be the backup now, and then you're still down. You need one more guy.
Yeah, and there you go. There's the guy.
I think that looks like a poised leader right
I'm
there.
saying
I would agree.
Unproven, get him in there. He's gonna rattle off probably 10 regular season wins in a row.
If Purdy can do it, why can't he? Right?
Why not?
Exactly.
Could be the next Drew
Honestly,
Bledsoe to Tom Brady.
That's right.
throw him in there for a few games. You're gonna know if the guy kind of has something or not. You can kind of move on from QB talent pretty quick. You're gonna figure it out.
Well, and what are you going to lose? You lost a Ferrari quarterback. I mean, I'm sorry, Kirk had a lot of hate, but he was playing like an MVP this year. So you either try to trade for someone like Jameis Winston or Colt McCoy. He's a free agent. Wentz. I've heard Carson Wentz's name. None of these people are going to take us to a Super Bowl. So you either ride with a rookie and see what he has, and maybe he has what it takes, and he's our starter next year. And guess what? We can use our first round pick on somebody that's not a quarterback and actually make our defense a little better. Or
You know who has spare quarterbacks that have both started? Arizona Cardinals.
there you go. Yeah, God dang. Yeah, you know my thoughts on Kyler Murray.
I mean, honestly, why not get fucking Josh Dobbs in there, dude?
I've heard that name thrown around too. I don't know. I just want to try our rookie out, see what he does.
No, I like that too. Like, give him a shot. They obviously thought highly of him because they're not going to waste a third round draft pick. Was he a third round?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to waste a third round draft pick on
Well,
a guy.
And you watched the video of Kwesi and KOC in the draft room when they got him. They were celebrating and they were super like thrilled to have him. So there's obviously something they saw in him. There's good word of him in practice. Like, let's just again, what's the worst that's going to happen? You either find a guy that can actually play as a starter in the NFL, or you lose the next what do we have 9 weeks left, 10 weeks left, and you get a better draft pick to get your future quarterback next season. I mean, really, what do you have?
And let's be real,
He's a
if
fifth-round pick.
you trade for Jameis Winston, if you trade for Carson Wentz, I mean, is that the answer though?
No, they aren't going to take you anywhere.
Yeah, you're giving up stuff to not make the playoffs probably.
And again, Nick Mullins coming off IR, he had a very good backup career in San Francisco. I believe he played actually wasn't he a starter for a full season too? And I think he had a really decent season. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I don't want to see I don't want us to throw away draft picks just to have a rent a quarterback for a season.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the Minnesota schedule here with Jaron Hall. Ooh, I'm gonna.
Well, and that's
Make
the
some
thing is
more
our
room.
schedule's not terribly difficult. We're throwing him into the shallow end of the pool right now. These first few weeks.
Mm-hmm. So if you can't quite read it, you got at Atlanta this week, then you got the Saints, at Broncos, Bears, and then bye week. I mean, I think whatever you do, it would probably be better to at least bring in one veteran, and you give Jaron Hall this month.
Mhm.
Hey, we're going to give you plenty of time to figure it out, and if not, we can sacrifice this month and give this whatever journeyman you get in there, give him a month to figure out the playbook enough where you can make a late season run. Because even at the end, you've got your toughest games at the end of the season at Raiders, at Bengals, Lions, Packers, at Lions.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can kind of use these next 4 weeks as a good test period, and figure out what you need to do.
The Vikings schedule the rest of the way is gettable too.
It absolutely is.
If Kirk Cousins didn't get hurt, I totally think they'd make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Atlanta's they're going to play tough. I think their defense is really good. I don't think they know what the heck they're doing on offense. Joey might be able to tell me elsewise, but they don't know if they're going to have Ritter playing. They don't know if they're going to have Heineke playing. I think they're just completely lost. I don't think they know how to use Bijan Robinson at all.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know how to put him on the field. That's kind of been their biggest problem the last couple weeks.
Yeah, but I mean they've got a good defense, so there's that. But then what? The Raiders look atrocious. Jimmy Garoppolo, I will never understand how he was supposed to be the heir to Tom Brady. And then Chicago and I can't remember who the other team was, but yeah, these next 4 games until the bye, it's not terrible to try to throw the rookie in there and see what he has.
If you could have your pick, like, did you guys decide who you'd really want to bring in? Because you need to have depth. You can't have a rookie and then the Manling or whatever the hell his name is. You
Mannion.
got to bring in
Mannion.
someone else. Mannion, that's it.
I would say maybe Colt McCoy then.
I'd be down for that. He's serviceable, man.
He's a
He
free
can.
agent.
I mean, he won games with the Cardinals and with the Commanders, and both of them moved on with him. That was, I always thought, was weird.
Yeah.
Considering I remember him when he was dominating people at Texas, and I could never figure out what the hell happened with him. How you went from national championship only being injured, otherwise you win a title, to career backup.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would say him until Mullins gets back. I truly think Mullins will be fine. I think he'll be serviceable.
What the hell's going on with Nick Mullins?
Something with his back.
We need a quarterback. Chiefs need a receiver. Justin Jefferson for Patrick Mahomes, straight up.
No. Hey,
Who
they don't
says
have
no?
To pay, they don't have to pay that contract, so we can send Addison to Mahomes.
Yeah, you're worried about your wide receiver contract. You're about to take on a $250 million contract. Is that what you're?
Yep.
Oh, they would immediately. Your owners don't have problem spending money. By the way, if that were to happen.
Yep. But yeah, I again, if I hear Kaepernick's name one more time, I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's just gotta be troll accounts. Yeah, you know, there's no way anyone absolutely believes, like, yes, that is legitimate, the next guy that we need to bring in.
I think you'd be surprised. I think there are dumb people out there.
ESPN probably thinks so.
Is Matt Flynn still available? He had a good game as a backup for the Packers one time.
One time.
I think Brock Osweiler is still out there.
Well, no, he's commentating on college football games now.
Okay, let's bring him out.
Standing awkwardly in a booth with him 6'8" and then random reporter 5'9". You know?
A buddy of mine today said, "Bring Ponder back." I'm like, Sam Ponder, right? We could have Sam Ponder. I don't care.
God, I'm trying to even think, like, who are the backups to Stafford when the Rams won the title? Would you happen to know that off the top of your head?
Sean McVay.
Because I was gonna say, like, I'm trying to think of someone that could have followed Coach Cock from there.
No, we don't have anybody from the Rams for that.
You just have Cam Akers is the only.
We have a couple. We have a couple coaches too that came along. But KOC is a former quarterback. Maybe he sat behind Tom Brady for a year, so maybe he was their backup possibly.
He has thrown 6 career passes.
O'Connell has.
Yep. In the NFL.
That's a good stat off the top of your head there.
Yep. I was looking it up today actually, because Brett
bring in either
said this, put O'Connell back there.
Yeah. I think there's reason
like in the early 1900s where it was where it would be like I'm a player coach and he just gets thrown in there.
Like Jackie Moon.
All right, you guys need to either bring in Baker Mayfield. I don't think the Bucs will trade him. Bryce Perkins or John Wolford. They were on the Super Bowl roster.
Dang it, Bryant. I was gonna say, I will give you $1 million if you could name his backup, and it was John Wolford.
I looked it up. I did not know that off the top of my head. That was
I looked it up. I pulled up the exact minute this exact second you said that. Dang it. From Wake Forest.
The Demon Deacons.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield. So, yeah, that's going to be rough. I think you do got to bring in someone and just, like you said, Jaron Hull's probably your best shot until anything. Is it confirmed Achilles out for the season, or are they still?
Yes.
Yes.
It's confirmed. Yeah. Okay. So,
Joe Flacco's out there.
Mm?
Yeah, so in his first 13 starts, for Nick Mullins, he was behind Patrick Mahomes and Andrew Luck in passing yards, and that was in 13 starts. So he's not bad. Mullins isn't bad. He's just not a starter.
Nick Foles.
But I would much rather have him over. Well, Foles isn't even in the league anymore, is he?
He's a free agent.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, there's nobody that's going to take us where no one's going to win a championship,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. So just run with the rookie.
This NFL quarterback free agent list is not legit considering Kurt Warner is on it.
Fucking the American underdog? You think he's good for Kurt Warner?
Let's bring the underdog back.
Yep.
This is kind of random.
RG3.
Oh yeah, fucking RG3 said he was getting scouted by everyone preseason.
He said he's a top 32 quarterback.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Reporting this was me about me. I mean, I like Griffin. He's a bit corny. You know, he can get away with it. He was the franchise guy. He's won a Heisman. He can do that stuff. And
Yep.
I like how he's a little bit more goofy, like on ESPN. But when it's something that's like, I could be top 32, it's like, no, you've proven you're not. So let's just quit acting like that's going to be the case here, man.
Let's be real. We'd get you in there and you'd blow your knee out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your field's not as bad as Washington. So I think you get him for a few weeks at least.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, do we have anything else to say about that depressing
No,
terrible week.
I was just gonna say something about fantasy football quick.
Go ahead.
One of the worst feelings in the world is when you have outscored everyone in your league except for the person you're playing. That's just, I'm doing this right now. I have a game where like the average score in our league, because we only have 8 men, so you kind of have the best of the best and get some crazy scoring games. Like the average score is probably 120 to 140, maybe 150. A high week is like 170, 180. I have 176 points, and I have Jared Goff, Laporta, and St. Brown playing right now, and they all have good games. And I'm losing to a guy that's at 213. Like that's like statistics. He's like 2-3 standard deviations out of a normal game, and it's like everyone else is like they're humping doorknobs.
What does he
It's
have?
like a match. It's like 110 to 80. It's like I fucking would win any other game. You know.
So I'm gonna guess he has CD Lamb.
Yes, he had CeeDee Lamb. Any other guesses?
Cowboys defense.
There you go. Solid. That's 2 for 2.
Tua.
No,
No?
That's actually those two. Well, he has a
Tyreek
Waddle.
Hill or Jalen Waddle, I was going to say.
You were going to call that one. But everyone else just went off for like 20, 30 points. And so did I. I have Etienne. I had Jamar Chase. I had A.J. Brown starting. Like, I had, like, all these starting great players. It's just I had my kicker that I picked up number 1 in the league, Maurer, got dropped. So I had to fucking scrap and get the Browns kicker. The Eagles defense was dog shit this week. All they know is to run fucking with their quarterback on 4th and 1. They can't do fucking anything else. I'm a fucking jackass. I put Breece Hall on my bench. You know, I mean, I just like it was like 2 mistakes I made on my starting lineup, and that just screwed me. You know, so I didn't even start my best lineup. I outscored everyone else in the league except for the one guy I'm playing.
Don't you just hate that?
I can
Just
put me down, old yeller.
So in our league that we do, and our bet between me and Joey is whoever does worse always pays for the better players' entry fee.
Mm-hmm.
I did terrible like 2 weeks ago. It was the worst I've done in a week in like the 5 years I've been in this league. It was bad. And I was beating Joey by maybe like 15 or 20 points on the season. And then he took like a 30-point lead.
Immediately turned it around.
I'm getting her all back this week.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, Joey.
Hall,
I hope
starter.
you're watching.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Joey knows. He's about to get the Jaron Hall experience.
That's right.
And guess what? When you're playing against him, it's not a fun one.
Oh.
Well, let's move on from depressing football to depressing advertising. Do you guys do any mobile games at all?
Any what?
Smartphone games?
No.
Any games on your smartphone?
Yeah, I think a couple games, but
So there's a game that it's like a Tetris type game that I became addicted to in this last week. But it's one of those if you lose the level, you have to do an ad, a 5-second ad plays or whatever like that.
yeah,
So there's an advertisement for a game. Was it called Greenscapes, I believe?
yeah.
Has to be one of the most depressing things I have ever watched before. So it's very cartoony, and keep in mind, I play all the Call of Duties, I play all that stuff. So or play Hitman, like I play games where people get killed and
Hmm.
you shoot people, whatever. This is about, from what I understand from these little 30-second ads, a mother in her like 20s with like a 6-year-old or 7-year-old daughter that gets kicked out of her parents' house, and she has to try to get money and stuff like that, or else her kid will freeze and all that type of stuff. Like it is the most depressing and crazy thing I have ever seen.
So
What?
it's like real life. Like you go to work, you get money to pay
Well, so
bills and get
it's
food. Ah,
yeah, but so it's like it's animated, and so like it's one of those deals where you have like something comes down and you have to pull pins out and make, like, say gold coins go in one
mm,
direction.
Yeah.
The one I can think of is gold coins go in one direction, so she gets money, and her daughter's on the other side of a wall, freezing with a fireplace, and you try to get it so that coal comes down into the fireplace. And if you don't do it correctly, basically the little girl freezes, and the mother has to watch her little girl freeze.
Yeah, are they going for like just a depressing situation? Because the one that I'm showing shows a man falling into a well, and then he's about to drown unless you get him out of there. What kind of
Yes.
psychos are playing this game?
Like I said, I mean, I've played no Russian without any blink of an eye, and it's like, okay, whatever. But I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this is the most depressing real life stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah. Here's
why?
the key to unlock the kitchen cabinet. Otherwise, you don't get to eat today. What a nice fun mini game that you get to play on your break between, like you said, record inflation. We're all living paycheck to paycheck. Let's get a game and just do that in real life. In my fantasy world, my few little minutes on the crap are away from everyone.
instead of living it in real life, here, live it on your phone too.
Yeah, it's my second life.
So here's a advertisement for you, and I'm sure Bryant may have heard this because you listen to Cyclone Fanatic stuff, right?
Yeah,
You listen, I don't know if it's because of Spotify. I listen on Spotify.
yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, not really. Keep going though.
Like they have an advertisement, and I don't know if it's through Spotify, like I said, or I doubt it's through Cyclone Fanatic, but it just like cuts out of the podcast. And it's like, does your vagina hurt when you insert your tampon? Like, what? Like, that's how the commercial, like, yeah, it says that. I'm just like, but I'm always fast forwarding through the commercial. That's all I hear because
Yeah.
it's like the first part of it. And I'm just like 15 seconds trying to like skip this. Yeah. Like, you haven't noticed this.
Speaking of Sick'em Bears Baylor, aren't you Sick'em of your tampons not fitting? Like Jesus, what the fuck? I don't get those, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's not like Chris Williams ad reading this. It is like
Yeah.
a woman's
But it's supposed to be like catered. Which
Yeah.
first off,
Oh, yeah.
they've started to get more like regionalized. Because like I'll be listening to like a Pardon My Take or a national syndicate like podcast going everywhere, and it's like, are you having trouble hiring in Ames, Iowa? I was like, what the fuck? Like first time it caught me off guard. Now I realize it. No, I've never had the old tampons not fitting
Yeah.
ad. Yeah.
Does your vagina hurt when you try to it's like, what
So,
the-
you guys ever get emails from Manscaped?
no.
No. Oh no.
Here's an email sent to me. I believe this was yesterday. Yes, your balls will truly thank you. Is the subject.
Oh yeah.
Just that's like, you've caught my attention.
Ryan's
yes.
like,
Will they?
Bye now.
This one is one stroke wonder.
What? What is that for? You can't just say one star. Is like a golfing thing? Is what a
Well, no, it's for this is for the beard hedger, so you can have a
Oh, it's okay.
you
So
know,
it's still the promotion.
yeah. Put the man in manicure.
Man, I'm not seeing any good ones on mine. Mine's just a bunch of like AAA and Costco and
Saving Murmur out of time.
Jesus Christ, no. I unfortunately, you guys just live more interesting lives than mine. Mine are just like the normal, like get 10% off, dummy. They don't give me the funny ones anymore. You don't like it? Fuck you. Ew.
Yeah. So again, like I want to know. I see if you win in greenscapes, you get out of the house, you get a little heat, you can go out of the house shopping. And I think Biden's out there sniffing you, the little girl, after you win.
Oh no! I gotta
Scariest
get this
part of the
key out.
game.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hey, if you don't move this key pretty soon, someone's gonna send in a mail-in ballot with your name on it. I can't get the keys out in time. Well, guess someone voted Democrat.
Oh shoot, we are going to be put on a terrorist watch list. I had a laugh. So you did that Hillary meme that one week.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The next day, someone got arrested for making Hillary Clinton memes.
In
Yes.
2023?
It was after the 2016 election because
Mhm.
I mean, believe it or not, she blamed all this stuff. Whatever, not to get too political, but
Yeah.
saying that the election was stolen by Russia and that stuff. So someone made memes of her, and yeah, they literally got arrested like the next day after we were doing that.
Let's be real. Getting arrested is getting off easy with that. They could be dead.
Yeah,
True.
they could be on a different list.
That's
The-
true.
These
It's not my opinion.
The
Yeah.
person accidentally committed suicide.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't believe this guy committed suicide with 2 shots to the back of the head. Man, what a depressing life he had, huh?
I think that was one of the levels on Greenscapes.
Yeah, that was. Oh no,
I hear
Hillary's
that.
after you. Unlock
hear-
this key to get out of your attic.
I hear there's an Epstein "don't hang yourself" level on there too.
Oh no.
Just get as dark as we possibly can. It's written by the same people that decided to do Hitler trivia at Michigan State.
Oh
this is the Funcast.
That was.
How
I'm
fun.
telling you, man. Like, and they're like acting like it was. First off, like I understand with like the political climate, you do not want him ever on anything. But like they're acting like, first off, that the PA announcer is probably some like senior in college, and like, hey, can you just get something to put on the screen? Oh, trivia. Let's see that was question. There's 30 questions I think in that one. It was like an 8 to 10, 15-minute video. It was like question 30. You know what you do? You go through, you skim through. You're like, okay, first 5, fine. Let's just go about 5 minutes in. Yep, we're fine. It was just like you made sure there wasn't any swearing and with that like happy-go-lucky music. Because I watched the video because I was like, there's no way. Like, how do you miss that? But it was like 8 minutes in. It's like, oh, oops, and Hitler. Where's he from? Where is he born? Real quick, where is he from?
Poland.
No.
No.
Austria.
There we go, Austria.
Oh, shit.
I don't know
Hey,
why I
you
knew that.
would have failed Michigan State trivia.
I guess. I was actually talking about that with someone the other day, where with all this stuff, again, not to get into the political part of things, but everything going on in the Middle East right now. Like, I have seen videos of people yelling at Jewish people, calling them Nazis. And I'm like, you guys should probably let's stop the whole cutting history out of school things, because obviously we're a lot dumber.
There are a lot of dumb people out there, man. I agree, because it takes away from the word. All you're doing is replacing someone I don't like with Nazi, and that's very clearly not what that word means.
Mhm.
You can yell it at a Jewish person, and if it's just like, are you?
Yeah,
You
how
really
stupid are
don't get it, do you?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Nope, a bunch of dummies out there.
a bunch of dummies out there. Speaking of which, I'm no dummy anymore. Actually, I was never dumb. Well, I guess you could say I was a dummy. I hate to do this, but I am revoking my fanhood of Garth Brooks.
Whoa.
It's
Why?
one of the hardest things I've ever done, guys.
What
I
what
have,
what
I
did, what did
have,
old Garth Brooks do?
I have.
Where's the bodies, Garth?
Yeah, besides that, I have bought a ton of his albums. I've gone to concerts of his. I've seen 3 concerts of his. Like I've spent money on. I'm financially involved with this guy's career. Always been a huge fan. This okay. First of all, his new music sucks. I'm just gonna throw it out there. His new music is absolutely terrible. Since he's gotten out of retirement, he's had I don't know 3 or 4 albums, and I think I've only heard 2 of them because they're pretty terrible.
Mhm.
But he's coming out with a new one, and the only way that you can get access to it is buying a box set from Bass Pro Shops that include his
Jeez.
prior terrible albums. So you have to buy a $30 pack of terrible albums just to listen to his new, probably going to be terrible album. How
Oh.
freaking greedy is that?
I
Yeah, but
saw it was a big Bass Pro Shop pack thing, but I didn't know like you had to buy
It's
go like
only way.
and then you got all. I didn't know that. Oh my.
Yep. It's a $30 album pack just to hear new music from Garth Brooks.
yeah, but how much is a new CD now, though?
It's called streaming, Bryant.
Yeah, has anybody bought a CD in
Yeah, but if
2023?
you're
I
gonna
I
like,
need to know.
you know what I'm saying?
I used to love buying CDs. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
Look at what all you get with it, though. You get Garth
okay,
with an opened up button shirt. Woo.
It's 2001, dude.
We're talking about where's the bodies, Garth? I see one body right there. God damn, man. I'm just kidding. He's not that good a shape.
so I mean here and the other problem is he doesn't put his stuff on streaming. He doesn't feel like he gets enough
Oh,
money
sure.
from streaming stuff. And it's like, dude, you have made more money than any artist in the history of anything, of any
Mhm.
art form. Like, just be a little more fan friendly. And yeah, this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me. So I am revoking. He
Well,
has made some. First of all, he doesn't know his crowd either. He has lately made some pretty stupid comments about people that are probably on the side of the spectrum that support him. So that right
mhm.
there is kind of like, okay, you should, read the room a little bit. But now this greedy bull crap, I'm done.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
there's a lot of
just
them, unfortunately, nowadays.
I just Googled it. I had to Google how many CDs were sold in 2022, and I found this graph here. In
Yeah.
2022, 33.4 million CDs were sold.
Still,
Yeah.
Damn,
I would
there's
never
a
Yeah.
lot of
guess that.
poor people out there.
Lowest was in 2020, 31.6. Now the highest, 2,942.5 million. So,
So it's dropped
Damn,
off.
almost crossed a Billy.
but we've only
Hey,
dropped
Trent,
about
on
what,
that same graph,
1/27th?
how many cassettes were sold last year?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna guess 12,350.
I used to love buying CDs. One of my favorite things to do was when I'd go to the Yankton Mall with my mom. She would
Mhm.
go shop at J.C. Penney's, and I'd go run down to Sam Goody and see what was out for new releases
Ooh.
Mhm.
on albums and stuff like that. I love that.
Okay, here you go. Sales of cassette tapes have reached a 20-year peak with an annual figure of 195,000 in
Holy
2022.
These are new cassettes?
I guess.
Coming back like vinyl.
Yeah.
Well,
Nearly
well,
Vinyl records are
200,000.
coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
too many
insane.
vinyl records have been sold or bought.
sorry, I'm trying to think. So sales at 20-year high. Does it say highest selling cassette tape 2022?
Vinyl records were 43 million.
That's actually
That's
that
more
makes
than
sense.
that's more than CDs.
Now
Yeah.
this one,
That's crazy.
okay. I want you to guess Any of the top 10 cassettes sold in 2022.
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks Bass Pro Pack.
No.
Dang
Yeah,
it.
go with artists first. Just start firing. There's a
It
pretty
has to be
obvious one that
older.
you should think of.
Michael Jackson.
Taylor Swift.
There we go. T Swift. Michael Jackson, no. There is an older 90s band on here. Nirvana was number 7 with selling 7,000 cassettes of Bleach. Think
Elvis.
God, actually 3 of the top 4 are related to Marvel. The top two of the top 3 make sense. Number
Guardians
1,
of the Galaxy soundtrack.
yep. Number 2, and then Taylor Swift Midnights, and then Guardian of the Galaxy 1 was number 3 at 13,000. Highest was 17,000. And then Harry Styles, who makes an appearance in the Eternals, he was a 4 with Harry's House. What a dumb name.
Did he really?
Album, yeah. Harry's House
That.
sold 12,000 albums. I'm pretty
I never
sure, or
watched it.
11,000.
I
Pretty
never
sure
watched
Harry's
the
House
first
is 4 Privet Drive, if you're a Harry Potter nerd like me. But
I never watched Eternals. I heard it was pretty terrible.
it was okay. Like it wasn't bad, but it's like when you're used to one way Marvel makes their movies and then tone shift it completely different, it kind of throws you for a loop.
That was the first one after Endgame, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's just like you have a 10-year peak of everything fan service getting up to this moment and new saga. You have no interest in any of these people. They're all new. Terrible.
I'm not a big Harry Styles guy, but I did like him in Dunkirk.
I don't think I ever saw Dunkirk.
You never saw Dunkirk? That movie is awesome, dude.
Mm-mm.
Great war movie. Fantastic war movie.
Not big into the war movies.
Chris Nolan. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, man.
I'm big into Christopher Nolan. I don't know. I think it was because it was after. Wasn't it after Tenet?
No, this
was
well
before.
Tenet.
Okay.
Yeah, this was.
All I know is I had
maybe?
to take a break from Chris Nolan after Tenet. That was just like, okay, you're getting way too. I saw it in theaters once, and I had to take a break from it for 2 movies.
I want to say this was after Dark Knight Rises, but it had Harry Styles, it had Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy,
the usual.
Cast. Yeah, the usual Nolan cast. It was a great movie, really, very good movie. Yeah, so yeah, that's my, just a couple things. Depressing mobile games, and Garth Brooks being greedy. It's just one of the. It's your typical week,
I always see the community notes on Twitter where it's like, check this. It's the same thing. Move these keys or shoot these barrels, and the community knows like, don't download this game. It's not even remotely like this.
Mm-hmm.
And community notes have been saving my life with that. Otherwise, I usually look at a stupid one like that and give it a shot.
Thank you, Elon.
Yeah. Don't say that too loud. We might get we might get demonetized. Sorry, we never make money on these. I couldn't figure out the word that means we wouldn't make any. We'd make the same amount of money.
Maybe Elon will pay us for thanking him.
Yeah. No, he's made some pretty dumb decisions. He might make the next one, but it involves us this time.
We're the official X podcast.
Oh, you know what the sad thing is? I guarantee there's like 3 major Elon fanboy podcasts out there, like dedicated to like This Week in Elon or something. I know there's got to be at least one. Elon Musk.
100%. There's that. You ever like look up people that you like and like go on their either on Twitter or on Facebook or what, and it's like there's always those fans that are just like stalkerish, just absolutely completely stalkerish. And I actually know I have one that I'm not going to say any names, but someone I know from my high school who does that with was it Julianne Hough of Dancing with the Stars?
Julianne Hough, like she used to be a country singer.
Well, I wouldn't say that. She was more of Dancing with the Stars.
2 songs.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay, well, her and her brother, like, just completely stalking them, and just all these fan picture things, and it's just like, okay, like
Out of all the people you could do that to, why Julianne Hough?
Dance with the Stars, bro.
I don't get it. She's not that big of a star.
I don't know.
Just trying to find that niche, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a Julianne Hough fan club on Facebook or something, right?
There's an Elon Musk podcast that came out in 2019. Guess how many episodes there are?
200
every day.
470 podcasts, and they are now updating daily.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
7. There was a 9-minute pod. A SpaceX Starship could launch November 6th. Yesterday was the weekly news update with Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink. And then it just an everyday, less than 10-minute podcast. I might have to sign up for this one so I can get my daily Elon.
Yeah, keep us updated.
Rather than him posting his stupid ass memes, or he's such a weirdo with his jokes on Twitter. Like, he wants to be like, if you saw him on Saturday Night Live and stuff, you're like, this guy kind of isn't naturally funny. He's brilliant, but he's not good.
Well, he's got what the
Asperger's.
Yeah, he's got Asperger's, so that makes things a
Yeah.
little more awkward.
I mean, no offense, you can tell he's got some where it's like it's not clicking, but like it's so funny just watching him like post stuff, and he's trying to be like Joe Rogan and just cool, but it's like, but you're not, man. Just embrace that you're kind of the Bill Gates leaning a little right nerd, man. That's fine,
There
but like,
is a lot of stuff that makes me laugh though that he posts.
yeah, but it's just like, I'll pay $1 billion to rename it Dickopedia.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man, like, oh, and like, I got it. Let's all admit, you get a little bit of a tee-hee, haha, he said dick. Like, but there's people like in the replies like, you are the funniest man ever, Elon. I love you.
Yeah.
I want to smell your Elon Musk, is what they say to him. It's weird. They just, oh, Elon, I love you.
Yeah, it is crazy how people get so attached to celebrities.
He's got 160 million followers.
Well, he's
Just
the founder.
podcast.
He's the owner of Twitter. Come on.
That makes sense.
Julianne Hough has 1.5 million followers, Trent. So there is a following for that.
Okay.
I was
Prove me
going to
wrong.
like make a joke about like, haha, Elon's last tweet wasn't that funny, but then he brings up cis and turf, and I'm just not. Let's not go down that path. That
Oh, come on. Great.
oh, here we go. The way to beat hatred. The way to beat hatred is friendship. 130,000 likes, and God, what is your definition of friendship, Elon? What kind of fucking weirdos are just like, hey, Elon, I'm gonna ask you on your tweet here. I want you to define this, and then he's replying to him like the top 4 people. Elon, how many billion-dollar companies do you have? What the fuck are you replying to people on Twitter for? What a goober! I think goober is the best way to say it.
If his response is not depends on what the definition of the word is, it's not done. It's not right.
Let's see here. What's your definition of friendship, Elon? I like this one. A friend is someone who knows everything about you but loves you anyways. And he goes, that's a good definition. So there you go.
Quit sucking up to Elon.
How much further can I get my nose up your butt? So
Yeah.
I'm in 2 weeks we're going to Vegas. And one of the things we're going to do there is see Daniel Tosh.
Ooh.
You want me to do a breakdown of all of his jokes and we can discuss the
I want you to just recite it verbatim. Hold a camera or a microphone, and you just or just redo the whole act, but act like Dane Cook doing it.
Oh God!
Remember how big he was in the early 2000s? Stole a bunch of Louis C.K.'s material, and he made it to like double, triple platinum, selling out Madison Square Garden from stealing jokes. That is incredible, man.
He was just absolutely gigantic. May not have been the best comedian, but he knew how to market himself.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I want to make fun of that because then he has a lot of like shitty things I feel bad for him about, like his brother stealing all his money.
That sucks.
And then he married a 23 or 24-year-old that he's been dating for 5 years. And it's like the math isn't mathing here, bud. This is like you're on the line, you
He's
know.
what, 49, I think.
Yeah, and he's like, well,
Mhm.
technically, it's like
Have
if you
you
have to start your this is my girlfriend, and technically, don't that it's already going down the wrong path.
seen pictures of him lately?
I'm looking at him
Yeah.
right now.
He's
Ooh.
had a lot of work done that just not great results.
Yeah.
Well, Train, you bet if you're gonna look him up, you better at least start sharing it.
Should I start a fanboy account?
I think there's
Who,
already.
Dane Cook or Elon?
You know what
Dane
though?
Cook.
I will give him this. In the last few years, he did a parody of Batman. Freaking hilarious.
I'm sorry, I keep getting Dane Cook. You're talking about, right? With
Yes,
the
Dane
Batman.
Cook.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Dane Cook now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks all right. I mean, it's like he aged appropriately, and you're right. He probably did have some work done too. Like his
Mhm.
forehead's a little too.
His face is a little puffy.
Yeah.
Because he's in really good shape. He's in very good shape, but his face does not match that. But whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he did a Batman video like parody thing, and I would laugh the whole time through. I'll give him that.
Oh,
But yeah, I don't know if you've ever watched Daniel Tosh's stand up, but he's a little dry, and
yeah.
so yeah, I just want to go over go an in depth joke of
Is it a
in-depth.
new tour or is it him redoing old stuff?
I mean it's newer material, but he has a residency at the Mirage a couple times a month, I think. So
No wonder you never see him. I was always wondering whatever happened to Daniel Tosh, and he's been gone. I mean, I knew he was alive, but like you just never saw him. Well, fuck, if he's making millions just playing at the Mirage, no shit, I haven't seen him.
it sounds like Comedy Central paid him a crap ton of money for them to buy out his show during
Yeah.
COVID. And since then, he married one of his writers and has a child, has a baby, has a kid. So he's become kind of a family man. Um, so we'll see if he works any of that in his comedy. But I'm looking forward to it. I've always wanted to see him live.
Probably
Dane
the
Cook
biggest,
just got married like a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had to wait for her diploma to come through. You know?
Yeah. They didn't want to have the reception at Gigglebee's or Chuck E. Cheese. So.
I'm just looking up because you mentioned Daniel Tosh. I wonder if he's the most famous UCF alumni.
It's gotta be.
Oh, there's some artists. Dorian. I'm going through here. Yeah, Daniel Tosh. I don't recognize hardly any one of these other. Who? Do you guys know a rapper named Plies?
Plies. Wasn't he like popular back in like probably like before 2010?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Did you guys see the video of Flava Flav singing the national anthem?
No, I saw like I didn't listen to it. Was it as bad as you would assume?
Yeah. Yep. You may want to listen to it. I couldn't listen to it the whole thing. I had to skip because I'm like, I can't do this. Like, this
Yeah.
is-
What was it bad enough? Like, remember when Roseanne did it and everyone booed her, and because she's man, you know, her voice was it like that nasally bad, and did they boo him or something? Or
I don't think there's any booing. Like I said, I couldn't listen to the whole thing because it was just not good. I don't know if it was as bad as her. I don't recall hers, but it was not good. It
You're
wasn't even
now
really singing.
you're giving me a lot of chores to do after this podcast. I gotta listen to Dane Cook Batman, Dane Cook Batman, Flava Flav National Anthem. I'll have to probably look up Daniel Tosh new stand up here soon.
Yeah, I wish he hasn't had a new stand-up special for a long time. Long time.
Yeah, I looked it up about 6 months ago, just kind of curious because I was like, probably I missed it, you know. And no, he hasn't done anything since I think like 2018.
Yeah, no, he's made plenty of money where he's kind of a family guy now. He does his couple shows in Florida, a couple shows on the East Coast, and a
Yeah.
couple shows in Vegas, and he's good for the year.
I gained so much respect for him when he was doing the on the Tosh.0. He was doing the which college campus are we going to go to and fake like it was a real competition. In the end, he was like, we're going to go to Arizona State because it's nice down there. I'm not fucking going to Minnesota. And I was like, oh, but like, yes, it makes sense. What kind of fucking idiots thought he would go to Minneapolis or Ames, Iowa? I mean, come on.
Yeah. He's brutally honest, and I respect it.
Nah, he's good, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, anybody have anything else for the week?
No, I got nothing else I can complain about. I was gonna check in my fantasy football team, but I'm also playing Jamar Gibbs, who has a touchdown against me. So I think I'm just SOL. Jesus Christ, 223 points against me. Like I said, the league average is like 150. I mean, this is a pounding. That's the polite way to say it too.
Yeah, because I'm in like a 13 or 14 person league, and I'm winning this week by 3 points with 137, and I feel pretty good about that.
Jesus Christ, I didn't even play against his best lineup either. My Lord.
Really?
Yeah, he had a couple like if there is, do you guys just use ESPN?
Yeah.
I use Sleeper, and like there's nothing different much from it than ESPN, but they do the one thing I love because I just like looking at statistics. So it's like most efficient play, our most efficient owner, least efficient owner, and you can see how many hypothetical points you could have scored. Like it's like the one thing they do well with being able to like kind of like who outscored everyone, who scored the most points in a defeat, least points in a win, and just kind of showing the anomalies one. It's I don't know. It's like the one thing they do better than ESPN. ESPN is just kind of blah. You log in, you switch your lineup, that's it.
So yeah, we have 14 people in our league, and I'm the high scorer of the week at 137.
Yeah, but at 14, that's actually pretty good. I've heard of dude, there's some crazy people that do like one of my interns has a 20-team league.
It's not fun.
How do you have 20 friends? First off, that's the biggest crazy thing.
Yeah, and then you don't play everybody.
Yeah, well, you just gotta hope you don't play the best person. You
don't have 20 good quarterbacks in the league in the first place, so that makes it really hard.
It is funny because he's like, I picked up. It's like I think he has like Tyreek Hill or something, but he drafted like 18. So it's like whatever it was, he had to pick like the scraps of the bottom of the top. But if it's like if you have Mahomes or Tyreek Hill, it's like so cool. I have 40% of my points every single week with one person, But then when Mahomes goes down, all of a sudden you're like, fuck. Is Josh Dobbs going to play this week? I don't even know.
You're looking at backups.
You're looking at like fifth string Tennessee Titans type players.
You're looking at Jaron Hall.
Oh,
yeah.
Run out and pick him up now.
You're looking at Jaron Hall. You're looking at like, you know what? Sky Moore is going to go off this week, and then you watch that just brutal game last week.
Let's see here. Yeah, and my biggest deal is with that many people, trying to find a decent running back is almost impossible. It's tough. He doesn't have anything projected for next week. Seeing if Jaron Hall has any projection.
It's because they're going to go out and get Jameis.
They're going to get famous Jameis.
Cam Newton.
You're going to eat that W.
Eating W's.
Remember how terrible that one was? You just watch that. That's like the most cringeworthy. I mean, you've been part of like high school teams where the kid that shouldn't be talking is trying to hype the team up, and you're like, no, you don't say that. Like Trent's the captain, he says that, but not Bryant the backup. It's like I've been part of those like cringeworthy. Like, oh, what are you? This is so bad. Watching that eating a W. Whatever it was, speech. That was the most cringeworthy thing. I honestly can't watch it. When it starts, I just flip out of the video. It's terrible, man.
And what do you think his teammates are thinking? Because like those are professionals.
Yeah.
Like they're not just amateurs. Like these guys are like, what the hell?
Hey, you're in college. You're not going to go professional. This is the last game of your life. We're going to go fucking balls to the wall. It's like, yes, motivate us. National championship. This is our last game. You're like you said, you're professionals. You're earning a salary. My motivation is money and continuing my career. and you're gonna sit up here, eat a fucking W. It's gross.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He should have asked for part ownership of the Bucks when he got drafted.
Of the
Mhm.
Bucks, yeah, he's Caleb Williams is spiraling down fast, dude. That's just they had a 1-point win versus Cal.
They should have lost.
And you know what the shitty thing is? It's like everyone's like, "Oh man, Cal lost." It's like, but they did what everyone bitches about. You needed to go for 2 there because you're not going to compete with USC, and you didn't get it. But you played hard. Whatever, you know. It's not going to make any difference to the Berkeley fans. They're going to watch them whether they are good or not, anyways. You know.
Is he the guarantee number 1 now?
I don't think he's guaranteed. Yeah, they're talking about Drake May might be jumping up.
That's nuts.
That
like,
you know what that means if the Jaron Hall experiment doesn't work out, you got the rest of the season. You might be able to sneak Caleb in there, little JJ, Addison.
Sneak Caleb in and not have to tank for the number 1 pick.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't remember all of this about him last season. He seemed like he was humble from what I can remember, but all of a sudden it's I want to be able to pick my team or else I'll go back to college and make more money. I want part ownership of the team, and I'm not going to play worse shit this year.
Yeah, I think he saw the Lakers show on that one scene from the Lakers show on HBO.
Winning Time.
Magic, where Showtime, where Magic goes, well, cool, I haven't picked a team. He goes, I'm going to be Magic Johnson. And it's like, it's a little bit of a difference there. He won a championship. He put his team in a position to win a championship, you know?
Yeah.
He competed against the best and beat the best in Larry Bird at Indiana State. You ain't going to do that. You know, you're losing to Utah every year. And Utah's not bad, but they're sure as fuck not winning national championships. They're not Georgia.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. As much as I crap on LeBron, and I still hate LeBron, but and the whole decision thing was cheesy as hell, and it was just stupid. He was still the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And like wherever he was going, they were going to win a championship.
Yeah.
Sorry, Caleb, but you haven't gotten there.
By the way, with me having Mahomes on my team, it's very good, but now I'm being punished for all the years of the LeBron hate and the everyone hating on everyone else's GOAT. Oh, fuck Peyton Manning and fuck LeBron, you know, with me saying that, because now I'm like, no, you have to respect my guy now. It's like, no, this is how it works now. Like Vikings fans, you had Randy Moss and people are going, well, Terrell Owens is better. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. It's Randy Moss is the best. It's like, no, respect my GOAT, and I'm going to hate on everyone else. That's not how it works, buddy.
Well, and now it's with Justin Jefferson, and you have Green Bay fans saying how Christian Watson's way better than him.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Okay. I'm sure. Yeah, Christian Watson. You know, a good thing you have him, and we only have Justin Jefferson, you know.
And Addison.
And
Addison would be a WR1 on any team.
And KJ Brown or Osborne.
No,
damn it, I fucked up that.
He'd be number 2. He would be good for Kansas City. Let's trade him over for Patrick Mahomes. We got a deal.
Straight up.
Oh, come on.
It's a need for a need, Bryant.
Yeah. I'm trying. I don't even know. Like, there couldn't be an equivalent to like what you would have to trade to get Mahomes. You know.
Yeah. Well, and obviously, how would that go about too? Because you have Mahomes, who he's invested in the Royals. She's invested in the women's soccer team.
Yeah.
Like, they've invested a lot of money into Kansas City, and it's like, sorry, Patrick, we just had this. They traded us 5 number 1s, and we just had to send you over to Carolina. We're getting CJ, or we're getting Bryce, whatever. Bryce Young. Oh, is that the case? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to sell the Rangers or the Royals. Screw the women's soccer team. See you later.
Oh, fuck those Whataburger franchises in Kansas City. What else has he done?
Taking those with me over to Carolina.
Yeah.
They got Whataburgers in Kansas City now because of him?
Yeah, he said, give me my Whataburgers, and they're like, yes, sir. Anything else?
And you know what, Andy Reid? I've made so much money. I'm going to close down every hamburger shop in this damn place.
Mm-hmm. He's got the money, man. Like it's, I don't know. It's just kind of not like, you can tell he grew up with a father in professional leagues, because he's not doing the Caleb, well, if I don't like this team, I'm just going to, he knows how to speak. He knows how to command a locker room, and it just kind of, sorry, this is just kind of bragging, but it's just kind of nice. Like a guy that just like if you could just do one thing, like this guy is the most professional, but it's like, man, it's just the way he talks to the media, and he just says that it's like he does everything. That's where it's like, honestly, I wonder, it's almost like as well, how many bad years, losing record years would Mahomes have to have before people are like, okay, we're sick of this. Like, I don't know if I'd ever get sick of Mahomes. Like,
It'd be hard to.
yeah, I mean, like,
When
honestly,
the guys won 2 championships for you, how could you?
yeah. But the crazy thing is that I know there'd be fans like year 1.5, way too early in it. He went 4-13, had some off injuries, but like we could explain it. Now you start the next year 2-5. There's people like, we're done with Mahomes, get him out of here. It's like, no, there's people that just react so fucking fast. It's like with Campbell at Iowa State.
Oh.
People are like, get rid of him. It's like,
He's on the hot seat. Now we're tied for first in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Or you guys crowning Purdy the next Tom Brady.
It's because he is.
Because
You still are. We ain't backing down.
yeah. Wait, I would say that one, it's going to be. It is funny seeing immediately everyone where it's just like, see, Purdy isn't great. He's the greatest thing ever. It's like,
Mr. Irrelevant for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forgot that he won every game he started last year, and he's
exactly. Just like, and like with this year as well, it's like, can you name any like, honestly, if you gave the Chiefs and you had if Mahomes was concussed, our left tackle was out, Isaiah Pacheco was out.
Yeah, your best receiver.
Oh, who else? Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, and everyone's like, yeah, fucking terrible. Just
so that was the thing that made me laugh is we beat the 49ers. And the first thing Joe Buck says is, well, they beat the 49ers that didn't have Deebo Samuel. You're like, okay.
Yeah, because they have zero other weapons.
Because let me see. Justin Jefferson means nothing to us, and he wasn't playing. But yeah, let's put an asterisk because Deebo wasn't playing.
They still have Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey and like.
I mean, he's KJ Osborne 2.0. Is what
George Kittle. They've,
No, but the funny thing is that they're going to have to figure something out soon, because it's like, you can't just go, well, Trent Williams is injured, you're going to have to do something. Niners going to have to figure it out. Debo ain't there. You got your quarterback. You trade everyone away. You're going to have to change it and figure it out. That defense, by the way, has been absolute dog shit. They started out fucking lights out at the beginning of the year, and now they're just enough where I don't know. And you're playing, what was the last week? Wasn't it Joe Burrow and the Bengals?
Yeah.
Catching them when they're starting to warm up, too. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're playing tough opponents, but it's like, dude, you're going to be playing the Eagles that's better than the Bengals right now at the end of the year. You have to prep for the Eagles, Yep. So who knows, man? Because that Eagles defense, they will destroy the Niners if they're not going to change how they're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And, that's kind of the one thing I wonder with Brock. And Brock is still throwing some great passes, but now he's finally having to play from behind and try to become kind of the hero. And he's making mistakes doing that. So, I mean, it's he's got to get used to that. I think he'll be fine. They're still a fantastic team. It's just you have to get used to that.
He just needs to give a little time for his brain to heal after his concussion. Ever since then, he's been terrible.
My brain hurts, coach. Get out there, man. We can't.
Yeah, but he didn't necessarily play great against Cleveland either, and that was before that.
Yeah, and it's like, look, he's also what is last? So it's like Cleveland, one of the top defenses in the league. Vikings are no slouch, but that was also concussion late in the game, and kind of you can see the stats before and after on that. And then this was probably the first one. It's like, you needed to stop the streak here. And the Bengals just outplayed you. That the defense didn't stop them enough. And I think wasn't it 24-17 or 24-10?
The Bengals?
Bengals Niners.
Bengals, I think, got 31.
Did they?
Yeesh. I think so. Yeah.
Regardless, it was just one of those. The defense hasn't been playing the way they were at the beginning of the year, and it's like, you can only do so much when you're slowly coming back and
it's 31-17.
Oh, 31-17, so they must have scored late then. I didn't keep up with it too much. It was just one of those where I was already seeing on Twitter this is why he's Mr. Irrelevant. And it's like the funniest thing is seeing Iowa fans chatter about, first off, you have no quarterback in the league or on your college football team, so shut the fuck up. But
Or
it's
any
like,
offense. They don't have an offense either.
yeah. But it's like you're actively rooting against an Iowa State quarterback in the league that is trying to lead your best tight end in the league. It is funny. It's like they would rather hurt themselves but make sure that we're hurt as well. It's very, very odd dynamic by some fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Purdy and Kittle were supposed to be the ones that united the front, and now it's crumbling and falling apart. It's amazing what winning and losing does to our fan bases here.
So I have kind of a random trivia question for you guys.
Ooh, I'm ready. I love trivia. Is Tipper Gore? That's right.
Tipper Gore is the correct answer. So there are 6 teams in professional sports that share names. So 6 team names. Have you seen this, Bryant?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Ryan?
Mm-mm.
6 team names that share names in professional sports. So like this isn't one of them, but like the Bears, there's a Bears in the NFL and a Bears in the NBA, which is not true. So they're not one of them. Can you name them? There's 6.
Probably not. The Stars, maybe.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
So you've seen this, Bryant.
Yeah.
So number 1 is the Rangers.
Rangers.
Makes sense.
So
Panthers.
Hockey and baseball.
Yep. 2 is so Giants.
Yep.
3 is the Jets.
Okay.
Jets.
Winnipeg Jets and the New York Jets. 4 Panthers.
Panthers.
Carolina Panthers, and then the Florida Panthers.
You already said Giants, right?
Giants, yep.
Oh, give me a second here.
2 more.
You gave the easy ones away.
Yeah.
Say another one.
Kings, Sacramento, and LA.
Damn, I do. Kings. What are the 2 leagues of the last one?
MLB, NFL. One of them is pretty regional.
Cardinals.
For you. Yeah, Cardinals.
I was feeling so stupid. I was like, "There's no way I don't know this."
Yeah.
And the Cardinals is the only reason it's because they moved from St. Louis.
Yeah, so seeing that, it kind of surprised me that there was only 6.
Yeah.
And the Jets, I would have never gotten. Like, I never think of the Winnipeg Jets,
Well, and I was when I was thinking of it too, I was like Blues. There's surely 2 Blues now,
Nope.
No 2 Jazz. But speaking of Jazz, our favorite Star Wars tidbit. Did you know that they retconned Jizz? They are now saying no. It's always been jazz music, space jazz.
Really?
It's like, come on, man. We had one funny bit saying that that they played music called Jizz. Whale out that jizz, and now we don't. You took that away from us. That's bullshit.
It's Disney doing their thing, man.
Disney, bring back the jizz. Come on. We had one good thing in this life, and it was jizz from Star Wars.
Well, I think that's a good way to finish it.
Yeah, bring back the jizz. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us and listening to us. As Bryant says, share with 20 of your friends and help us grow. And one of you guys, what's the socials? I'm not good at this.
At the bottom here. Oh shit! I forgot I changed it. It's going to be Pulse of the Heartland on Facebook and YouTube, and at Heartland Pulse, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. There we go.
And if you got some free time, just go on Gardenscapes and see if you can keep a 6-year-old from freezing to death.
There you go. Yeah.
And tune in Wednesday, amateur hour, 9:00.
Yes, sir. We'll be talking about our favorite 2 Iowa teams, and I'm sure there'll be something more that breaks about Michigan. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So. All right. Appreciate you guys.